Right guys, we're here at Archerfield Links bringing to you a brand new putting series. Now this is brought to you in association with Callaway, Odyssey and their new triple track technology, and we've enlisted the help of renowned putting coach Gary Nicol. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Right, now we've all heard about visualization off the tee in our long game, but it's also very important on the greens, and I've got co-author of The Lost Art of Putting, Gary Nicol, here to tell us why.
Yes, so Andy, once you've done your prep work, you've been to low side, you've had a look, you've figured out how long the putt is, you kind of figured out how hard you're going to hit it, now you choose your line. Once you get over the ball, where does your attention go?
My attention personally would probably just be, I do use a line anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess my attention is just lining up the putter and just hitting through the line, I guess.
Okay, so is your attention on what you need to do, what the putter needs to do, or what the ball needs to do?
More so on what I need to do and maybe the putter needs to do.
Right, okay, so you've become kind of detached from the task then, haven't you?
Yeah, well, definitely. Now that I think about it,
yeah,
absolutely.
so you're visualising what you need to do, what the putter needs to do, but in actual fact we're trying to get the ball to go into the hole. We're not trying to get you or the putter in there. A, you won't fit, and B, it doesn't really work that way. So if you ask the question, okay, we're in The Lost Art of Putting, we talk about the power of questions. Now the first question I would ask is, or ask you to ask yourself, is it possible this ball can go in the hole? Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes you feel a little bit better straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, the answer is always going to be yes.
Until someone builds a ditch or a brick wall, the answer is always going to be yes. The next question would be, okay, what does the ball need to do? So if I ask you what does the ball need to do, hopefully something will start to trigger in your mind.
Yeah, you can kind of start to already see a bit of a picture.
Okay, so if we take that a step further and ask, what does a really good putt look like? So what does a really good putt look like?
One that goes in the hole.
Yeah, it's not one that finishes 3 foot left and 2 feet short.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, if you ask that question, so if I asked you, what does the front of your house look like? An image starts to form.
Yeah.
Quite a vivid image.
Yep.
So if I ask you what a really good putt looks like, then hopefully that will start to create a fairly vivid and fairly rich image in your mind as well.
100%.
So when you're watching golf on TV and they have the Hawkeye putt predictor image that they project onto the screen, just imagine if you could play that in your mind's eye before you hit the putt. Would that be helpful?
Absolutely.
Massively, because it's basically telling you where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's giving you a channel to putt down.
Yeah,
and if you think about it, it's never a really thin line, is it?
Yeah, it kind of opens up.
It opens up massively.
Yeah.
And it's never any narrower than the width of the hole at the hole. So normally, a lot of the stuff you read or a lot of the stuff you see, it's all about a very thin line. And as we mentioned in a previous video, when you have that really thin line to putt down, you're not going to be relaxed, are you?
Yeah, and if you miss that line, you've got so little margin for error.
If you're aiming for no margin for error.
Whereas that kind of visual sort of opens up.
Absolutely.
A kind of psychological freedom almost that it gives you.
One of the things we hear from people week after week, day after day, is that they find that visualization of a wider channel or almost a gutter to putt down is liberating. Mm-hmm. As you say, it frees you up mentally and it frees you up physically to then perform the task. But again, if you go back to your own situation, what you would normally do is you think about what the putt's going to do, all the rest of it. You've read it, you've got your pace, you've got your line, everything's figured out, and then you go over the ball and you start thinking about what you need to do.
Yeah.
So when you watch golf on TV, are you watching what the ball does? Yeah, absolutely. But when we play golf and we start putting ourselves, our attention shifts back to what we need to do because we've been kind of pre-programmed or preconditioned to focus on technique. But it's all about the ball.
Yeah.
As I said before, your attention will be on one of 3 things: what you need to do, what the putter needs to do, which is getting closer to where we need to have our attention. But ultimately, if we have our attention on the ball and what that needs to do, and by asking these questions, they will direct your attention to the task, if you like.
Yeah. And
so first question, is it possible? Absolutely. What does the ball need to do? It needs to travel on a line at the appropriate pace for that line. And what does a really good putt look like? Mm-hmm. It looks like it's going to fall at the hole at the perfect pace, doesn't it?
Well,
please
have
do.
a putt and
please do. So let's go through the
put
process.
it into practice.
You've read the putt.
Yep. It's a bit of a breaker, so it's a
bit of a breaker.
good one
it's a little
to
bit
highlight.
downhill. It's also a little bit wind assisted
Yeah.
today.
Oh yeah.
Also something to consider.
I think I'll be doing well to leave this one short.
Is it possible? Absolutely. What does the ball need to do? And what does a really good putt look like?